Is it just me, or is anybody else happy as a lark knowing that RFK Jr. is endorsing Trump and the Democrats are hating it? I'm talking about salty tears, meltdowns, panic mode. The writing's on the wall, and none other than Charlie Kirk explains it, breaks it down in about 6 or 7 minute clip. I'm gonna bring y'all here closer to the end. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, go check him out. He's got Turning Point Action, Turning Point USA. He's donated millions of dollars to Scott Pressler's Get Out the Vote, Get Out the Vote organization. And he's like many of these other podcasters out here, super successful and has the ability to put out the truth. He was at the RNC and the DNC, and now we've got him at a Turning Point Action event. Just speaking about the future of the country, what's happened, like I said, in the last 24 hours. It's a great video clip. But first, let's get into a little bit of crybaby CNN stuff first. This is good stuff, too.
I think this is one of the tackiest things I've seen in politics, and that's a very low bar. Because what we see is a Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who was basically bargaining to see who the highest bidder would be to get his endorsement, right? So what he's saying is that Donald Trump gave him a quid pro quo, is going to put him in his administration. Kamala Harris, rightly so, didn't give him the time of day. I think a campaign that's already wrestling with a label of weird, bringing in a guy who's had to deny that he ate a dog, who's told us he had a worm in his brain, and who stabbed a dead cub bear and then posted in Central Park. Man, talk about adding weird to weird.
Scott Jennings is with us. RFK Jr., as you know, Scott, is a known conspiracy theorist and anti-vaxxer.
I think this is one of the
Anti-vaxxer. Is that a bad word these days? I like the term pureblood. Seems more preferable to me. But at any rate, that's what's going on, not just on CNN, but everywhere today. The left is really starting to get that lump in their throat. They feel it coming. They can see it. They can smell it in the air, and they know what's coming right around the corner in less than 2 months. Now, this here was Charlie Kirk running into none other than RFK. Got a little short clip for you.
I'm here with an American patriot, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Great speech, Bobby. Thank you. And we're partners together to save the country. God bless you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Trump 2024. Stop Team Blue.
That's great. As far as I'm concerned, I'm glad Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on Team America. I believe he's a very patriotic person. I believe he loves his country too. I believe he's spoke out against a lot of the injustices that have happened between the deep state and the American people, and Big Pharma and the American people. And so that tells me something about him that not all politicians have. He's got a will to stand up and actually fight for what he believes in, no matter what you think about his opinion. And not too many politicians have that. Most of them that do have it like that are hated because of it, or in this case, called conspiracy theorists or anti-vaxxers. But they're going to continue with the mudslinging, the name calling, and all the crazy stories about Robert F. Kennedy for the next couple of months. But that's par for the course. Welcome to the family, Team Trump. We are definitely hated on just to be Trump supporters. And if you endorse Trump, yeah, that's a target on your back from the left. But it won't take long. They weren't your friends anyway. You'll figure out that Team Trump is where it's at. Now, I've got a great clip here for you. This thing is about 18 minutes long. We'll play about the first 6 or 7 minutes of it. You're welcome to go check it out on Charlie Kirk's channel and watch the full thing. This is him in Arizona speaking, and he was just breaking it down, absolute truth. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Someone who wants to be president had an event here. And she had to partition all this off because we draw a bigger crowd than Kamala Harris, don't we? It feels so good to be around all of you. I was in Chicago this last week, so you didn't have to go there.
Right.
We already defeated one presidential candidate, so we might as well now defeat another one. And what an honor, what a time to be alive in the most important election of our lifetime. I'm
That's
traveling
right.
the country, going to college campuses, we're organizing in the grassroots, we're talking to so many voters that know it is time for change. They know that something is wrong. They're tired of sending $200 billion overseas to Ukraine while we can't secure our southern border. They're tired of seeing our homeless vets while we prioritize foreigners that come into our country. And by the way, what an insult to the legal immigrants in this country that we allow illegals to get luxury hotels who cut in line.
You know, I'm going to stop this a couple times in this just because he does make some great points. Nobody's really ever discussed the fact that there's Latinos for Trump, but in reality, how many Hispanic people that are citizens that live in this country are really feel disenfranchised, pissed off, and just really mad enough to go vote because they don't like the open border either. Most of the time, most of Hispanic people that I have spoken to do not like open borders. They don't like the immigration process, how long it takes, but at the same time, they don't like the open borders. Anybody can get in. They prefer security over insanity. Um, I hope enough Hispanic voters out there that are American citizens that see what's going on with our open borders and all this crap being pushed on us from the left, which is compromising our security, our economy, and everything from top to bottom with this influx of all these people. Uh, I hope the Latinos get out there and vote because they don't want open borders either. That would be the poetic justice that would be needed, that I think is absolutely necessary at this point. If you're a legal citizen, aren't you pissed off that somebody's getting free this, free that, free rooms, free credit cards, free cell phone, free transportation? Think of all the people that not. Think of all the veterans that don't get that. Think of all the people that were immigrants to this country that had to go through the full process to become citizens. Think about the people that paid lawyers and went through all these years of proceedings to become a citizen. People that have petitioned to get their work visas, to get them naturalization. It's always a process. Well, at this point in history, it's just let them in. We'll deal with it later. And I'm sure a lot of people feel like they have really been not just disenfranchised, but treated unfairly, done wrong, and shit on by this administration. And I hope that is a difference of enough people to get this over the finish line. I hope the Mexicans come out and vote in droves. Most of the Spanish people that I know here in Texas are conservatives. Most of the people I know here in Texas, at least on my side of the map, are conservative value uh, patriots, whether they vote or not. So that's the trick, folks. We got to get them all out there to vote. And if something can get you pissed off enough to vote, get you motivated enough to vote, that's what we need. That's what we need to promote. That's what we need to do. We need to let everybody know there's another choice. All right, folks, let's get back into it.
They know that something is wrong. And many of you waited hours and hours in line. By the way, who here was waiting in line overnight? We saw that. It was unbelievable. You're right up here, 24 hours in line. Because you know you are part of something bigger than yourself. You know that you are part of the most exciting, diverse, powerful movement in the history of this country. And this movement is not about Republican or Democrat. This movement is not about conservative or liberal. And I think you're going to see that on display in a little bit, just maybe. This movement is about the citizens versus the oligarchs. This movement is about we the people versus the ruling class. This movement is about America versus the globalists. This movement is about all of us against them.
Yes.
And they know something is coming in November. You could see it. They're
Yep.
terrified because they've lost control. They've lost control of the narrative. Today, we saw the next chapter being written. You understand you're living through history being here today. You see, Kamala.
You know, that's a good point, too. We are living through history right now, folks. And if you don't get out and participate in this election and do your part to get these communists out of power, you don't have the right to ever complain about it again, because we will never have another fair election again. We will never have an election again where we have the opportunity to overtake the socialism that is knocking at the door.
Harris, Barack Obama, and the Democrats, they say, vote for us. We won't improve your life, but keep on giving us power, because we're going to lie relentlessly. We will raid your home and put you in prison if you disagree. Their idea of democracy is installing a candidate that no one has voted for. And the old Democrat Party is dead. How many former Democrats do we have here tonight? Raise your hand. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. You are all welcome in this movement. You are all welcome in this movement. Because the new Democrat Party is not about what they used to stand for. The new Democrat Party is about power. The new Democrat Party does not love the country the way that all of you do. And how amazing was it today to see Bobby Kennedy Jr. endorse Donald Trump for the presidency of the United States?
Yes.
You know, this has been a wild summer, everybody. Donald Trump was convicted in a show trial. We had the earliest debate ever. Donald Trump was shot and survived, and by 2 centimeters, our country lived. We got a new candidate, and maybe most remarkable of all, a Kennedy has endorsed a Republican for the presidency of the United States.
Yes.
And you better believe they're scared. All the media, they're scared because they're supposed to have a monopolistic control. You saw the DNC, watch us and obey. Watch us and obey. We're a movement of free thinkers. We don't agree on everything. We have differences of opinions. That's why our movement is going to win. In the Democrat Party, they say disagreement is not allowed. They don't believe in free speech. They don't believe in the free discourse of ideas. I think it's a wonderful thing that we could say we might disagree on the small stuff, but we agree on the big stuff. We agree that we should prioritize American citizens over foreigners.
That's right.
We agree that it is a constitutional right that you should be able to speak, that the government should not be able to spy on us without a warrant. We agree that every human being is made in the image of God and deserves protection.
That's right.
We agree in your right to bear arms. We agree that the founding fathers were divinely inspired when they wrote the United States Constitution. The small stuff we can disagree on, but the differences are dramatic. And that is why we need to extend an olive branch to the Democrats in your life, The Democrats that still have a little bit of a free thinking. Now, I'm not talking about the Democrats that got the 9th booster shot and wore a mask while they showered. I'm not talking about those Democrats. I just spent a couple days with those Democrats in Chicago. They were bragging about how many booster shots they got while they were waiting in line. I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about the Democrat right now that is working as an Uber driver. I'm talking about the registered Democrat that is working with their hands to serve you food, and they cannot afford groceries. Because throughout voting month and culminating on the 5th of November, I believe it will go down as a day that people remember, as a day that is written about in history books, as the final battle from the golden escalator on down, from defeating Hillary Clinton, from the nonsense of 2020, from Butler, Pennsylvania, November 5th, it all culminates where we restore the promise that the founders gave us. And they said, hey, if the people want it, the people get it. And we, the people, take back America. God bless Arizona, and thank you so much.
Something here, folks. This RFK Jr. endorsement may just put us over the top, folks, but we can't give up. We can't let up. We got to keep continuing to get these people out and about, registered to vote, get them activated, motivated, and willing to show up by any means possible. We got to make it happen. Like, subscribe, and share to Vote of Patriots. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.